morning, students. In the previous classes, we have seen the introduction of continuity. We have seen two types. One is the continuity at a point, and another one is the continuity at in the given interval. Okay. Now let's start the exercise questions. First one: prove that the function f of x equal to 5x minus 3 is continuous at x equal to 0, at x equal to minus 3 and at x equal to 5. He is given three specific points. You have to find out the continuity at all these 3 points separately. Okay. So first find out the continuity at x equal to 0. At x equal to 0. First what we need to do is find the limit of the given function at x equal to 0. So limit x tends to 0 f of x equal to limit x approaches to 0. What is the function here? 5x minus 3, which is equal to 5 into 0 minus 3, which is equal to minus 3. Here we do not have to find out the left hand and right hand limit separately, because we do not have f of x less than f of x greater than at x less than 3 at x greater than 3. We do not have like that. If we have x less than 3, x greater than 3, then we will do left hand and right hand limits. Here we do not have x less than or greater than, so directly we can find the limit. So here we have got limit value is minus 3. Then what is the function value? F of x, f of 0 is equal to, substitute the value of x equal to 0 directly. So we get f of 0 is equal to minus 3. The limit at 0 is minus 3. The value of the function is also equal to minus 3. Both are equal. Limit x approaches to 0, f of x is equal to f of 0. Both are equal to minus 3. Therefore, f is continuous. Therefore, f is continuous at x equal to 0. This is for x equal to 0. We can do the same thing for x equal to minus 3. Instead of x equal to 0, take x equal to minus 3. 5 into minus 3. Here we get x approaches to minus 3. 5 into minus 3, minus 15, minus 3, minus 18. So here you get minus 18. Here substitute minus 3. Here also you get minus 18. So limit extends to minus 3. F of x equal to f of minus 3 will be equal to minus 18. So we can write f of x is continuous at x equal to 18. Right? In the same way we can do for x equal to 5 also. Right? So I hope you can do that. That is a simple substituting the values only. Let's come to the second question. Examine the continuity of the function f of x equal to 2x square minus 1 at x equal to 3. Here also is given one specific point only. So here also we do in the same way. Limit x approaches to 3. Limit x approaches to 3. F of x is equal to limit x approaches to 3. What is the function? 2x square minus 1. That is equal to 2 into 3 square minus 1, which is equal to 2 into 9 minus 1, which is equal to 18 minus 1, 17. So the limit value at 3 is equal to 17. What is the function value? F of 3 is equal to, substitute 3, 2 into 3 minus 1, which is also equal to 17. Therefore, limit extends to 3, f of x is equal to f of 3 is equal to 17. The limit value and the function value are equal to 17. Therefore, f is continuous equal to 3. Write down these questions. Let's consider the third question. Examine the continuity of the following functions. First question in this, f of x is equal to x minus 5. Now observe the question, he is not giving any particular point. Like he is not telling verify the continuity at x equal to 0, at x equal to minus 3. He is not given any specific point. So when he is not given any specific point, you have to consider the domain. You have to consider the domain of this function. So you have to verify the continuity in the entire domain. Here f of x is a polynomial function. For polynomial function, the domain will be equal to R. So you have to verify the continuity in the entire domain. So first question, solution of A. Let C belongs to R. Let C belongs to R. Why we are considering R? Because R is the domain of this function. Now take limit x tends to C, f of x, which is equal to limit x approaches to C. Substitute this f of x, which is x minus 5, which is equal to C minus 5. In the previous class also we have done some problems like this. When we are given an interval, we will not take any point. We will not take any particular point. What we should consider is, we should consider a point C in the domain. We should consider a point C in the domain. Here it is a polynomial function. For polynomial function, the domain will be equal to R. Okay. So we are considering a point in the real number. Take the limit, it will be equal to C minus 5. Now consider the function value. F of C is equal to C minus 5. Both are equal. The limit value and the function value are equal. Therefore, limit x tends to C, f of x is equal to f of C. Therefore, f is continuous. Therefore, f is continuous in. You have to write where it is continuous. You have to continuous in R. That is, in entire real numbers, the given function is continuous. Take the second question, B. Here, the function is f of x is equal to x minus 5. Here, what is the domain? Here also there is no point. He is not telling verify at x equal to 0, x equal to 1. You have to verify in the domain. You have to verify in the domain. So first we need to find what is the domain of this function. Okay? Domain of f of x. Domain of f of x. So we need to find what is the domain of f of x. X minus 5 should not be equal to 0. When you are finding any domain of rational function, one condition is the denominator should not be equal to 0. The denominator should not be equal to 0. Here, denominator is x minus 5, it should not be equal to 0. That means what? X is not equal to 5. So the domain is x not equal to 5. Therefore, domain of f of x is R minus 5. You can take all real numbers except 5. That is the domain of the function 1 by x minus 5. Now you can take, let C belongs to, you need to take a point C. From where you have to take? You have to take a point C which belongs to the domain. You have to take a point from the domain. What is the domain here? R minus 5. So you take one point from C can be 1, 2, 3, 1000, 10,000, minus 10,000, minus 5,000, minus 1.1, minus 1.2, plus 1.1. It can be any real number. It can be any real number except 5. Because if you take 5, it will become 0. The denominator will become 0. Then the function is not defined. So you have to take the domain, which is r minus 5. So now let's consider a point C from the domain. Now take limit. Limit x approaches to C, f of x, which is equal to limit x approaches to C. What is f of x? Which is 1 by x minus 5, which is equal to 1 by C minus 5. Now take the function value f of C is equal to 1 by C minus 5. Both are equal. Limit x tends to C, f of x is equal to f of C. Therefore, f is continuous in R minus 5. F is continuous in R minus 5. Write down these solutions. In the next question, the function is given f of x equal to x square minus 25 by x plus 5. Here also we need to find the domain of the function. This is again a rational function. When we have a rational function, the denominator should not be equal to 0. The denominator should not be equal to 0. So here the denominator equal to 0 means x plus 5 should not be equal to 0. Domain of f of x is x not equal to minus 5. X not equal to minus 5. If you take x equal to minus 5, it becomes 0. So it should not be equal to 0. That is, you can write this as r minus 5. The denominator should not be equal to minus 5. Should not be equal to 0. So x should not be equal to minus 5. Now we proceed in the same way. Limit x tends to C, f of x, which is equal to limit x tends to C, f of x is x square minus 25 by x plus 5. First we factorize this. We can write this as x plus 5 into x minus 5 by x plus 5. So this gets cancelled. This will be equal to C minus 5. So the limit is equal to C minus 5. Now f of C is equal to C square minus 25 by C plus 5, which is equal to C plus 5 into C minus 5 by C plus 5. Again this gets cancelled out. We get C minus 5. So f of C is equal to C minus 5. Now we get limit x approaches to C, f of x is equal to f of C. Therefore, f is continuous in R minus 5. Right? So the domain should not be equal to minus 5. Then we can say the given function is continuous everywhere except at x equal to minus 5. The next function is f of x is mod of x minus 5. Again first we find the domain here. For modulus function the domain is real numbers. If you remember, I have given 4 points. In that 4 points I have mentioned one of the point modulus function is continuous everywhere. Modulus function is continuous everywhere. So this mod x minus 5 is also continuous in entire real numbers. If you take the graph, this graph is not required for exam purpose, but for understanding purpose this is very crucial. If you take only mod x, the graph will be like this. This is mod x graph. If you take mod x minus 5, the graph will be like this. This is 0. Suppose if this is equal to 5, so mod of x minus 5 graph will be like this. So this is mod of x minus 5. If you want mod of x plus 5, the graph will be like this. Here you get minus 5. This graph will be mod x minus 5. Sorry, this is mod of x plus 5. So this is how we get the graph of modulus functions. So here the domain is entire real numbers. So when the domain is entire real numbers, we have to verify the continuity of the function for entire real numbers. But here there is a catch. What is the catch? When there is modulus functions, first we need to split that. How do we split it? F of x is equal to x minus 5 if x greater than 5, 0 if x equal to 5, minus of x minus 5 if x less than 5. If you remember the definition of modulus function, for mod x we write x if x greater than 0, 0 if x equal to 0, minus x if x is less than 0. That is for mod x. Mod x is nothing but mod of x minus 0. Mod x is nothing but mod of x minus 0. So here instead of 0 we have 5. Okay. So how do we can actually get this? How do we know, sir, where to take greater than 5, less than 5? At what point you should consider? At what point you should consider is simple. You need to take x minus 5 equal to 0. When you take x minus 5 equal to 0, find out what is the value of x. For what value of x you can get greater than and less than. Here x I am getting as 5. X I am getting as 5. Now you can carefully observe, if you take anything more than 5, this value will become positive. If you take anything more than 5, suppose if I take 6 minus 5 is 1, so this becomes positive. So if I take anything more, it becomes positive. So I take plus of x minus 5. Okay, if I take anything more than this value, I get positive. So I take plus of x minus 5. If I take exactly 5, I get 0. X equal to 5, I get 0. If I take anything less than minus 5, suppose if I take 4 minus 5, minus 1. So this value will be minus 1, minus of minus 1 will become plus. Right? So what we need to do is first take the inside function equal to 0. Then you will get some x value. Now take some value after this and before this. If I get positive here, I will take plus of x minus 5. If I get this inside function negative, then I should take minus of x minus 5. Clear? So this is how we write the function first. Now you can write everywhere. Greater than 5 you can do it in an interval. Less than 5 I can do it. Less than 5 in interval. At x equal to 5. You have greater than and less than. So at x equal to 5 we need to do the left hand limit and the right hand limit. So here we get 3 cases. As we did in modulus function, Here also we get three cases. Case 1, for x greater than 5. So I take for c greater than 5. That is, c belongs to 5 to infinity. I take a value in the interval 5 to infinity. So for this case, limit x approaches to c, f of x, which is equal to limit x approaches to c. What is f of x? Here we are taking c, which is greater than 5. What is greater than 5? X minus 5. So here you get x minus 5, which is equal to c minus 5. That is for greater than 5. Now f of c. Again we are verifying for first case only. C is greater than 5. So we get c minus 5. Therefore, f is continuous. Therefore, f is continuous for c greater than 5. Now take case 2. In second case, we consider let c less than 5. That is, c belongs to minus infinity to 5. In second case, we are considering c less than 5. Less than 5 means from minus infinity till 5. We do it in the same way. Remember, this is an interval. Less than 5 means we are considering a point in the interval. Greater than 5 means from 5 to infinity. We are considering interval, so we take a point c in that interval. Right? So limit x tends to c, f of x is equal to limit x tends to c, f of x. What is f of x here? F of x for c less than 5, for lesser than, that is minus of x minus 5. Minus of x minus 5, which is equal to minus of c minus 5. What do we get? Minus c plus 5. So we get 5 minus c. Then f of c. F of c is equal to, again c less than 5. For less than 5, minus of c minus 5, which is equal to 5 minus c. Here the limit value and the function value both are equal to 5 minus c. For greater than, we are getting 5 minus c. This case is separate. First case we have verified, in this interval it is continuous. That's all, that is over. Now we are verifying for second case. Don't compare this value and this value. Right? Case 1 is separate, case 2 is separate. We should not compare for greater than, for less than. Right? So we should compare this separately. Here this limit is 5 minus c and the function value is 5 minus c. So this part it is continuous, this part it is continuous. Both will be separate. That you don't worry. So here f is continuous for c less than 5. It is continuous for c less than 5. Now consider the third case, that is for let c equal to 5. At exactly equal to 5, we have x greater than 5, x less than 5. So there we need to do left hand and right hand limit. Left hand limit is equal to limit x tends to 5 minus. 5 minus is lesser than 5. For lesser than 5, what is the function? Which is equal to limit x tends to 5 minus. For lesser than 5, the function is minus of x minus 5, which is equal to minus of 5 minus 5, which is equal to 0. For right hand limit x tends to 5 plus f of x, which is equal to limit x approaches to 5 plus, for x greater than 5, the function is x minus 5, which is equal to 5 minus 5, which is equal to 0. Then the function here, both the limits are equal. Left hand limit and right hand limit both are equal. That means the limit exists. So, okay, whenever you get left hand and right hand limits, we cannot tell it is continuous. But what we can tell is, when they are equal, we can only tell the limit exists. Okay? Then we will find out the function value. If the limit equal, left hand and right hand limit are equal, then we will find the function value. If they are not equal, then we can directly write it is not continuous. F of 5 is equal to 0. At x equal to 5, it is 0. Now all the values are equal, so we can write limit x tends to 5, f of x is equal to f of 5 is equal to 0. Therefore, f is continuous. Therefore, f is continuous at x equal to 5. Now, if you carefully observe all the three cases, for greater than 5 it is continuous, for less than 5 it is continuous, at 5 also it is continuous. That means you take any number, you take any real number, it is continuous. Therefore, the conclusion is f of x is continuous at all real numbers. Therefore, f of x is continuous for all real numbers. You can write down this. Next question. Prove that the function f of x equal to x power n is continuous at x equal to 1, where n is a positive integer. Very simple one. Let C belongs to z plus. Z plus is any positive integer. So limit x tends to C, f of x equal to limit x tends to C, f of x is x power n, which is equal to c power n. F of c is equal to c power n. Directly you just substitute c value. This is actually a polynomial. It is continuous everywhere, not only for positive integers, it is continuous even for negative integers also. Everywhere this is continuous. Therefore, f is continuous at c belongs to positive integers. It is everywhere continuous, but we will write z plus because he is asking only for the positive integers. Next, consider the next question. Is the function f defined by f of x equal to x for less than or equal to 1, equal to 5 if x is greater than 1. Now he is given specific points at x equal to 0, x equal to 1 and x equal to 2. He is given specific points, so we verify only at these points. So first at x equal to 0. At x equal to 0, limit x approaches to 0. At 0 we do not have less than greater than. Less than or greater than is there for 1 but not for 0. So directly we can take limit. Limit x tends to 0, f of x equal to limit x approaches to 0. What is f of x? Here x is equal to 0. Where do you get 0? For less than or greater than. 0 will come when x is lesser than 1. 0 is lesser than 1. So we consider x. So this is equal to 0. Then the function value. The function value at 0. also equal to 0. Substitute 0 here, right? So both are equal, limit and function. Therefore, limit x approaches to 0, f of x is equal to f of 0. Therefore, function is continuous. Therefore, the function is continuous at x equal to 0. You can write down this. Next, consider at x equal to 1. At x equal to 1, we have lesser than and greater than. At x equal to 0, you do not have less than, greater than. At x equal to 1, we have less than 1, greater than 1. So, in that case, we need to consider left hand and right hand limit. At x equal to 1, left hand limit equal to limit x approaches to 1 minus, that is from negative side. So 1 minus is lesser than 1. If it is lesser than 1, what is the function we need to consider? Lesser than 1 function, that is x. So this is x, which is equal to 1. Next, right hand limit x approaches to 1 plus. 1 plus is it approaches 1 from the right side. So this will be equal to limit x approaches to 1 plus from right hand side, that is greater than what we have 5. So this is equal to 5. Limit of constant is constant itself. Now we observe left hand and right hand limit, they are not equal. Left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit. Therefore, directly we can write, because these are not equal, directly we can write f is not continuous. F is not continuous at x equal to 1. So when the limits are not equal, directly we will write not equal, not continuous. But if they are equal, then we will find the f of 1, right? Next, at x equal to 2. Again, if we observe here, we do not have less than, greater than up to 2, right? So we do not have to find left hand and right hand limit. Directly we will take x equal to 2. At x equal to 2, we will take x equal to 2. We will substitute at x equal to 2. That means you have greater than 1. 2 is greater than 1. So this value will be equal to 5. F of x greater than 1. For greater than 1 it is 5. So we take 5. And f of 2. F of 2, that is greater than 1, it is equal to 5. So this is at 2, limit x approaches to 2, f of x is equal to f of 2. Therefore, f is continuous at x equal to 2. It is continuous at x equal to 0, continuous at x equal to 2, but it is not continuous at x equal to 1. By now, you should have got one idea. What is that idea? For lesser than 1, it is polynomial function. You see, it is a polynomial function. You can write it is continuous for all lesser than 1 values. You take any value lesser than 1, that is continuous. If you take greater than 2, it is a constant. Constant value is also always continuous function only. So for greater than 1 also it is continuous. That is one general idea you will get as soon as you see this function. Now what is the doubt thing is, when you have lesser than and greater than at a point, at what point you have lesser than and greater than, there you need to be little careful. You have two different functions. So sometimes it may be equal, sometimes it may not be equal. In this case it is not equal. So when you are doing any CET question, directly instead of doing lesser than 1, greater than 1 separately, what we do is we verify only for this point. Where you are lesser than and greater than, we verify for that point. and remaining points you can see the function until it is continuous. But when you have lesser than and greater than, only there we can check left hand and right hand limit and see whether they are continuous or not. Yes, you can write down this question. This is our next question. Find all points of discontinuity. You have to find only those points where the function is not continuous. So again, if you look at the question, you have less than and greater than at point 2. So at 2 we will find the left hand and right hand limit. Then what about less than 2 and greater than 2? In less than 2 and greater than 2 we have to find for a common point C. So we will get again 3 different cases. For less than 2, for greater than 2, at 2. So for case 1, let C is less than 2. For C is less than 2, that is C belongs to minus infinity to 2. That is for C less than 2. We are taking any point in this interval. So here we take limit x approaches to C, f of x is equal to limit x approaches to C. Here C is less than 2. Less than 2 is this one. So we need to consider 2x plus 3. That is equal to 2c plus 3. Now take the function value f of c is equal to 2c plus 3. Both are equal. Therefore, f is continuous. F is continuous for C. F is continuous for C less than 2. Or directly you can see this is a polynomial function. So f of x is continuous for C less than 2. Consider the second case. Let C greater than 2. C greater than 2 is for C belongs to 2 to infinity, that is greater than 2. Limit x approaches to C, f of x, that is equal to limit x approaches to C, f of x. What is f of x? Greater than 2, that is 2x minus 3, which is equal to 2c minus 3. F of C is also equal to 2c minus 3. Therefore, f is continuous. Therefore, f is continuous for C greater than 2. Now we consider the third case, that is at x equal to 2. Wherever you have less than and greater than, sometimes we call this as breaking points, because at that point we will have two different functions. We breaks x equal to 2 breaks the function into two parts. So sometimes we also call this as breaking points. Okay. So at x equal to 2, left hand limit is equal to limit x approaches to 2 minus. Left hand limit is 2 minus. Remember, 2 minus means it is not minus 2. This is a value lesser than 2. It is like 1.99, 1.98, like that. 2 minus f of x equal to limit x approaches to 2 minus. 2 minus is lesser than 2. Lesser than 2 is 2x plus 3. So this is 2x plus 3, which is equal to 2 into 2 plus 3, which is equal to 7. Right hand limit equal to limit x approaches to 2 plus. 2 plus is more than 2, like 2.01, 2.02. It should not be some 3, 4, 5. It should not be very big. It should be very, very close to 2. So 2 plus f of x, which is equal to limit x approaches to 2 plus which f of 3. 2x minus 3, which is equal to 2 into 2 minus 3, which is equal to 1. Left hand limit is equal to 7, right hand limit is equal to 1. They are not equal. Left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit. Therefore, what we can write? F is not continuous. The function is not continuous at x equal to 2. The function is not continuous at x equal to 2. It is continuous for less than 2. The function is continuous for greater than 2. But at x equal to 2, the given function is not continuous. Here below this you write f is not continuous at x equal to 2. So we will continue the remaining questions in the next class. I hope you all are understanding what is going on. Just before attending the class, just for quick 5 minutes, before going through this video, just for 5 minutes, you watch what has happened in the previous class, or it is better you write down all this whatever is going on in your notebook, so that you need not go through the previous videos again and again. Just go through the video. When you are going through the video, write down what is going on in the video in that book itself. So in the next class, when you are attending the new video, you can go through the book for 5 minutes. Then you can attend the new video. So it will be easy for you to continue the next video. Okay. So remaining questions will continue in the next class. Thank you.